Hi guys, it's Violet Shadow, and just a quick note before we get started, my throat is dead, so I'm sorry if voices are not coming across, or if it sounds bad audio-wise, but I am currently dealing with a cold, sore throat, set throat, something, and it was a concert week, so I am just dead. But anyway, no pain, no gain. Let's get on with this. Forget by Patronus Pins, Chapter 2. It was dark by the time Todoroki got home. Momo probably wouldn't be that suspicious if it wasn't only a 30-minute drive from Midori's house. Momo paced the living room, worried about her husband. But she heard the turn of the doorknob and picked up the familiar scent. She breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, thank goodness you're okay. I was worried something happened to you. Momo sighed as she walked up to give him a kiss. Sorry, Shoto said quietly as he put up his jacket. The car started running into problems. I had to call for repairs to come out. A bold-faced lie. In truth, he was too busy showering Midori with love and kisses to keep track of time. A part of Shoto feels guilty. A part of him truly loves Momo. She was his wife. Yes, she was beautiful. She was kind. A wonderful mother to his children. But she couldn't hold a candle to Midori. To Shoto, Izuku's beauty was unmatched. He could see no flaw in him. His alpha craved him, desired him, and even though Momo had a fragment of his heart, he knew Izuku had the rest, maybe even more. Was it even possible for someone to capture your mind and soul? Shoto? Momo had a confused and worried look on her face. Are you feeling alright? Shoto realized he had stilled at the entrance in the middle of untying his shoe. He had zoned out and paused for a moment. Shoto nods. I'm fine, darling. I'm just lost in thought. He cleared his throat. Now, having taken his shoes off, Shoto makes his way to the bathroom. After his shower, he slowly walks over to his room. A very asleep Momo is what greets him when he opens the door. He let out a small sigh as he wraps himself in the blanket. He was able to quickly drift off to sleep. By the time Todoroki was 22, he had given up his pursuit of happiness. He figured he went 22 years without it. Why start now? He kept silent and did whatever his father asked of him. Marry a woman, he quoted Momo. Have pups for the legacy. Hence Naimi and Kinza. Until the high school reunion, Shoto caught a whiff of a familiar scent. When his alpha used to obsess over following the scent, he came face to face with Forest Green. Hey Shoto, it's been a while. Izuku was still as beautiful as ever. Seeing him again regained a spark in Shoto, a desire in his alpha, a desire he pushed back for so long, but he couldn't have him. He'd given up on that a long time ago. He had a wife and children at home, a good career, money to sit on. He had no right to cry over one thing he couldn't have, especially when he never went looking for it in the first place. But then that night happened. They were only supposed to drink away their troubles. That wasn't to say he regrets it. He would never. Izuku wouldn't be carrying his pup if it wasn't for that night. No matter how badly he wanted to just run away with Izuku and start a new life, he knew he couldn't just throw away the past 7 years of his life. He loves his daughters, his home, and the coziness they could afford. He couldn't just turn his back as if it was nothing, but he didn't allow himself to mindlessly follow his father's orders when the happiness he craved for years was just at the tip of his fingers. Izuku woke up with the sun peeking through his blind and his alarm, and Omega screaming at him to wake up. He wakes up alone, but he doesn't complain. He left Todoroki the same way not so long ago. We're late! His Omega whined. We need to go to work. We can't get fired. The Omega continued to whine. We have a pup to feed. Izuku looked at the time. 10 minutes. He slept 10 extra minutes, and considering his original alarm was already pushing it, he rushed to get out of bed. Everyone hated Mondays. Mondays were notorious for being hated. Izuku especially hated Mondays. Little did he know he was about to have a problem, one of the worst Monday mornings of his life. When Izuku walked through the doors of his office building, he wasn't exactly expecting his life to be turned upside down once again, but life never really seemed to go that way. Life had a vendetta against him. Aizawa wasn't a man you could really fool around with. He sees through your lies, smells through your sin, and cuts through any other bullshit you try to pull on him. He was a strict but fair boss. It was simple: do your job and respect him, and you get paid. Slack off and get bossy, you're tossed on the streets. That being said, Aizawa wasn't one for surprises. So when Izuku and some others got emailed about a quick meeting in the office, he had his dreadful suspicion that it wasn't something good. He only hoped he wasn't getting fired or laid off. I'm sure you're all wondering why I've called. Aizawa sat in his chair, one leg over the other's, his arms on the handrest. Izuku, Ochaka, Ida, Tetsu, and Shinso all stood in front of him. Izuku looked on anxious, waiting for some inevitable bad news, not mentioning the panic he smelt coming from him. I have some good news. Almost all of them seemed to sigh a breath of relief. Aizawa gave them a little smile. Firstly, I want to let you all know that you've been some of my best employees I've had, and for that I want to congratulate you all on moving up, both literally and metaphorically. Izuku could hardly believe his ears. They were getting promoted, moving up a floor? You can take the rest of the day to unpack your things. However, Midori, could you stay behind for just a bit? Fear once again runs through him. Once the door closed behind the others, Aizawa gestured to the seat. Izuku sat down, trying to hide his nervousness. He felt his stomach, or maybe that was the pup. Izuku sat down, trying to hide his nauseousness. He felt, or maybe that was the pup. You're pregnant? Aizawa wasn't one to waste time. Izuku nodded. About 2 months. Aizawa nodded. Well, if you ever need anything, let me know. I'll speak to the manager upstairs. I shall sure understand. Well, if you ever need time, let me know. I'll speak to the manager upstairs. I'm sure she'll understand. Thank you, sir. Izuku smiled. Go ahead back to your desk. Congratulations on your promotion. Izuku finished putting all the things from his desk in the box. He heard what sounded like high heels and keys. Hey, Ochaka, how are you? That voice, it sounded familiar. Hey, Momo! Izuku couldn't have snapped his head up faster if he tried. Momo was here. Why? Momo didn't work anywhere nearby. She had her own business to take care of. Visiting them at work wasn't something Momo did. Midori, come here for a second, Ochako called. Izuku wasn't sure how he felt about this. As he walked over, he noticed Ochako wave Tsuyu over. Come quickly, she whispered. So I'm sure this may come as a bit of a surprise, but I'm actually going to be the new floor manager upstairs. I actually heard you guys were just promoted, so it sounds like maybe we'll be working together. Momo smiled. Ochako clapped her hands together. That's wonderful news, Momo. I think you're perfect for the position. As the others encouraged and congratulated Momo, all Izuku could hear was his world crumbling around him. Momo Todoroki was his new manager, his fucking boss. Momo Todoroki was his boss. Shoto Todoroki's wife. Shoto Todoroki, his pup's father. The same person he was just in bed with last night. His wife, his fucking wife, is his boss. Izuku had to rush to the bathroom before he threw up, had a panic attack in front of everyone. When Izuku got home that evening, he wanted to just give up and quit. Then and there, just give up. It was a game over. There was no coming back from this. Momo was his boss. Might as well just scream, I'm pregnant with your husband's pup because he cheated while you were away on a business trip. Maybe he really should run away to Mexico and start a new life. You're working with Midori now? Todoroki was surprised. He knew the company was sending her to a different building, but he didn't expect it to be the same building as Midori. But if it means he gets to see Midori more often, he wasn't complaining. Yeah, I officially start tomorrow. It'll be nice seeing them more often. Todoroki couldn't agree more. He finished putting his pajamas He finished putting pajamas on Kinza. Alright, kiddo, off the bed. How come Naomi can stay up? That's not fair. Kinza wasn't a fan of the idea of bedtime. Tododeku sighed, picking up. We've talked about this. Nami's just a baby and doesn't need a bedtime because she takes naps. You aren't a baby anymore, right? He was soft with his pups. Some say overly soft and spoiling, but he couldn't care less. Kinza shook her head. That's right, you're bigger, and big girls go to sleep one time, so they aren't tired for school in the morning. He carried her up to the room and softly set her on the bed. Okay, I'll go to sleep. Tododeku gave her a kiss on the forehead. Sweet dreams. Kinza yawned. He closed the door to only be slightly ajar. When he moved back to his bedroom, Mama was sitting on her side scrolling through her phone. She must have put Naomi in her crib. Shoto climbed into the bed with a yawn, tucking himself into the blankets. Maybe he should visit Momo tomorrow. Shoto was woken up at around 4 a.m. He heard what sounded like soft footsteps. He softly groaned as he got up. He wasn't a morning person, especially on work days. Kinza? He whispered in the dark room, barely visible on the new moon. Daddy? He heard Kinza's voice call. Suddenly a flashlight turned on, and Kinza came rushing towards him. What are you doing up, honey? Tododeku kept his voice soft. I had a dream. A funny dream. We gotta go see Midori. She whispered. Tododeku gave her a confused look. Why do we need to go see Midori? My dream told me to. They said we must go see him. He's gonna get hurt if we don't. Kinza seemed convinced. Her dream was speaking to her. The thing is, this never happened before, at least not by a dream. She'd woken up by nightmares, but a funny dream? How about this? We can go back to bed, and we can go see Mara after we pick Mama up. Tododeku offered. Kinza seemed hesitant, but eventually nodded, allowing her father to leave her back to her room and tuck her in. It was just a dream, Ken. He's probably sleeping. He reassured her after kissing her on the forehead. After he made his way back to his room, he felt a shiver run down his spine as if something was wrong, something was off, but he decided it was probably best to just let it go and try to get some sleep. Izuku held his stomach in pain. He was hoping a nice bath would help, but the pain came back after. The pain wasn't unbearable or seemed life-threatening, but there was an uncomfortable sting he would feel here and there. He tried to calm himself down and not let his mind worry too much. He tried a few gestures, tried taking his mind off it, but unfortunately, as the night went on, the pain seemed to get worse and worse. He didn't get any sleep that night, and by the next morning, he just couldn't bring himself to even get out of bed. Kinza was happily kicking her feet in the back seat. Normally, they would wait in the car for Momo, but today he figured, to make her feel better, he'd take Kinza to see Midori. Kinza took off her seatbelt and nearly jumped out of the car. Kinza, wait for me, please. Tododeku called, grabbing Naomi from the back. He followed Kinza as she skipped inside the office. Oh, I didn't expect you guys to come inside. Momo smiled. Hi, Mommy. Where's Midori? Daddy said I could see him today. Momo blinked a few times. Oh, Midori didn't come into the office today. I suppose he's not feeling all that well. Momo spoke softly. Oh, no! Kinza gasped, a worried look on her face as she turned towards her daddy. He's not here. Tododeku just sighed. He's probably at home, thinking it's okay. Kinza's face brightened. Can we go see him? He must be sick. Tododeku never has the heart to say no to his daughter. Call him weak. He loves his pup. Sure, let's drop Mama and Naomi at home first. On their drive to Midori's, Kinza rocked back and forth in her seat, humming along to the song playing quietly on the radio. When they got to Midori's house, Kinza was quick to unbuckle his seatbelt. Let's go see Midori. She sighed, then Tododeku let her out. She ran to the door, Tododeku chuckled, trying to keep up with his daughter. Midori walked himself back and forth on the mat. He was unable to lay out. He breathed in and out, humming. He was tired, but the pain would spike up and down, getting worse and calming down. A knock on the door distracted him. He had to take a deep breath before getting up to his feet. Once he was able to open the door, he was surprised to see Kenya standing there with her father. Hi, Midori! She rushed in to hug him. I'm happy you're okay. I had a funny dream last night that we should go see you because... Kenya, let's not overwhelm him. Tododeku said. Oh, sorry. Are you okay? She asked. Midori gave her a smile. I'm fine. What's this you're saying about a dream, huh? Midori let them in, and Kinza started talking about her dream and how she woke up worrying something was wrong with Midori. Todoroki couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. He cleared his throat. Can me and Midori talk for a second? Kinza nodded and turned her attention to the TV, which was playing some old cartoons Izuku put on for her. Are you okay? He asked, putting a hand over Midori's back. Midori stayed silent. Todoroki pulled him to hug. I feel fine now, but I guess I was stressed yesterday and the pup must have reacted, that's all. Izuku said, yeah, I heard about what happened yesterday. Todoroki hugged him tighter. You know, it's also possible the pup was calling for their father, he added. Midori sighed. I'm fine, Todoroki. I'll be okay, really. Todoroki just shook his head, pulling away so he could look into his eyes. I'll be there for you, Midori. Midori felt tears prick his eyes. You don't have to be. You should go be with your family. It's fine. Really, I'll be... Todoroki cut him off with a kiss. I'll be there for you because I want to be. Midori calmed down after they joined Kinza on the couch. Kinza giggled as she put her hand on Izuku's stomach. I can hear the pup's heart. Midori smiled as he ran his fingers through Kinza's hair. Adorable pup! His Omega purred. The moment felt silently domestic. Can I talk to them? Kinza looked up at Izuku with hopeful eyes. Sure, go for it. Midori smiled. Hey, little pup, I'm Kinza. She whispered to Izuku's belly. I can't wait to see you. Your big sister will wait, though. I know you're very small right now. Midori gave a little giggle. You play the role as big sister, huh? Kinza blinked and slowly nodded. I'm the big sister, aren't I? She tilted her head a little. Todoroki and Midori both paused for a moment. And what makes you think that? Midori let out a little nervous laugh. Because it's Daddy's baby. I can tell because when Mama was having Naimi, I had like a feeling in my body. And now I have that feeling again with this pup. And at school, we were taught that older pups protect their younger siblings sometimes. Midori blinked a little. Well, that's probably just because it's a smaller pup. You're not actually their sibling. Kenya blinked up at Midori. Oh. Kinza looked a little bit disappointed. But I wanted a new sibling. Midori laughed a little. Ask your father. Todoroki turned to give Midori a playful, betrayed expression. What do I have to do with this? Midori just laughed harder. You told her she wants another sibling. Todoroki gave a small chuckle. On the drive back, Kinza hummed along with the playing music and watched out the window. She wondered if she would have another sibling one day. Maybe she'll get a brother this time, or another sister. She wasn't entirely sure why Midori and Daddy insisted they weren't actually siblings. She knew they were related, but maybe they were right, and she was wrong. Maybe she was just hoping for another sibling, and Daddy didn't say no to another sibling. So maybe Mama would like the idea as well. Once they got home, Kinza ran immediately to her Mama. Mama! Mama! Momo startled at the voice of her daughter calling her. Yes, Ken, what happened? Kinza, having a lot of energy and excitement, was bouncing up and down as she talked. It was really fun at Midori's house. We watched a cartoon and made a drawing and then talked about siblings and how I wanted another sibling. And when we talked about Midori's pup, I said, okay, it's time for someone to get a bath. Todoroki cut her off. But Dad, Kinza complained. Shoto picked her up and heads to the bathroom. Bath time. After a bath, Todoroki set her down on the bed, looking for her pajamas to wear. How come you and Midori are lying? Todoroki paused for a minute, clearing his throat. About what? He continued shuffling through a dresser. About the pup. You guys said it isn't my sibling, but I can smell the scent of distress and panic. If it was the truth, how come It doesn't matter, Kim. Arms up. Kenya put her arms up, and Shoto put her shirt on her. But you always say it's not nice to lie. Shoto sighed. It's nothing you need to worry about, Ken, okay? Kenya just nodded. Her father was always honest and open with her. Her father keeping secrets? She was suspicious. Todoroki made his way to his bedroom. He saw Momo sitting on the edge of the bed, and she looked to be in the middle of thought. Todoroki was about to walk into the bathroom the room was connected to. Hey. Todoroki paused at Momo's voice. Can we talk real quick? Sure. He sat down next to her. What do you think? She asked. About what? He frowned. Momo took a deep breath. About Kenya wanting siblings. Oh, shit. Todoroki had to take a minute. He knew the horrible direction this conversation was heading. She's a kid, I guess. Kids always want one thing. One moment and forget about it the next. Why do you ask? He suppressed his panic and tried to calm himself. I was just thinking, you come from a family of 4 other children. I was an only child, don't you think? I feel like maybe having more pups wouldn't be a bad idea. Shit. Todoroki just cleared his throat. You think so? I mean, why not? Lots of people have 3 kids. I mean, I've always wanted a big family. Todoroki took a deep breath. How about we think about it? And instead, we just get a pet, a cat or a dog and maybe some fish. It wouldn't really be the same, Momo interrupted. No, I know, but we can get one and think about having another pup. Momo was silent for a minute or two. What if he just help our friends out, babysit others' kids? Maybe that will help think about it. Todoroki almost had to stop himself from sighing in relief. Yeah, we can do that, Momo smiled. We can get pets too. I've always liked cats. Maybe a fish will be fun. Midori woke up that morning feeling like shit. He wasn't in any pain, but he just felt terrible. He walked to the office half awake and looking thin. Hey Midori, are you okay? Ochaka put a hand on his shoulder. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. He sighed. Momo walked up to them. Hey Midori, are you alright? You look beat. Midori could sigh and rest his head on his desk. Momo gave him an empathetic look as she placed a hand on his back and rubbed it for him, even releasing comforting scent alongside Ochaka. I know pregnancy really takes it out of male omegas, and I know pregnancy without the offer takes a lot of omegas in general. Are you sure you don't want to take a leave? Midori nodded, and took in a deep breath. He set himself up and got to work. I'll be fine, guys. I'm okay. Midori was in fact not okay. He was the opposite okay, not even an hour after they... Midori was in fact not okay. He was the opposite of okay. Not even an hour after they went off to work, Midori had to head up to the bathroom and hurl again. Pain in his abdomen came back, even worse this time, and brought a headache with it. He was in the bathroom for about 15 minutes and the pain finally dulled. After splashing water on his face, he pulled himself together and walked back over to the desk and continued working. Hey, Midori shouldn't have been surprised to see Todoroki appear at his desk, but he jumped a little nonetheless. Hey, Todoroki. Are you feeling alright today after what happened yesterday? Yeah, I feel great. I'm pretty sure it was just a little stress and nervousness yesterday. He tried not to let his nervousness show. Can we talk real fast? Todoroki asked. Midori paused for a moment and looked at him. Sure. Todoroki pulled him into one of the empty meeting rooms. Todoroki, I really do, but listen. I think Momo wants more pups. Todoroki cut him off. Midori paused. Oh, what's the problem? Todoroki blinked at him, then raised an eyebrow. What's the problem? Midori just repeats. I mean, you already have 2 kids. What's wrong with 3? Midori shrugged. Todoroki sighed. I don't think I can. Midori blinks and he lowers his brows. You did it before. What's stopping you now? I didn't have you before. Todoroki shrugged. Midori just rolled his eyes. And you still don't trust me, Todoroki. You don't want me. I mean, compared to Momo, your life with her, I can't give you that. Besides, it's best if we just don't talk about it. Forget about everything that's happened here. From here on out, we're just an employee and the boss's husband. Todoroki took Midoriya's chin and kissed him. Midoriya kissed him back. That sounds horrible. I'd like it better if you were my lover. Midoriya stumbled back. Well, I'm not Shoto, okay? Now please why not just tell Momo why you don't want... Why not just tell Momo you don't want kids anymore? Plain and simple. I want to let her down gently, or let's see if she'll change her mind. Todoroki shrugged. Midoriya bit the inside of his cheek. Okay. He put a hand up to Todoroki's face. You deserve happiness, Todoroki. You don't need to give it all up for some stupid mistake we made. Todoroki just sighed. Momo doesn't make me happy. He lifts Midoriya's chin, looking into his eyes. You do. That's the end of chapter 2. I hope you enjoyed my misery. I know I did because the chapter was really good. But before I forget, on a side note, I don't know how long this fanfic's going to be. So, we will see how the cards play out. When I asked to read this, I think there was only one chapter in it. Because it was under my one-shots list, so... But when I read chapter 1, there was 4. When I'm reading this chapter, currently, there's 5. So, we'll see how it goes. So, my schedule's probably going to get shifted around again. I will find a way to keep an updated list of that on YouTube. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time for chapter 3.